Hey YouTube, this is DaisyPop8989 over here, bringing you my latest Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile. Today what I'm bringing you is my Chaos Hero deck. Just came back from my local tournament over at Affordable Sports Cards. I ended up getting third place out of like 30 to 40 people. Regular sized tournament that we get over there. I ended up playing a zombie, two Tango Synchro, and two agent decks. One was a tour guide agent, so did overall did pretty good. So I would appreciate some feedback on what you guys think of the deck and some ways on to improvement. And without further ado, let's show you the build. First up, three Neos Alias. Basically, these are your main beaters of the deck. Your Gemini Spark targets, and allows you to make your E-Hero fusions. Next up is two Thunder King Ryons. These are your anti-meta monsters for the deck. Prevents your opponent from searching. You can attribute them to negate your special summons. They're special summons, so great card to run. Next up is two Snowman Eaters. Basically, 1900 defense points. It's a Ryko. It's a good wall, so great card to run. Allows me to make my absolute zeros. Next up is Blackluster Soldier. I run a good amount of live darks in this deck, light and darks in this deck, so why not run Blackluster Soldier? At least give it the chaos aspect. Great card to run. Next up is Gorus. Stop those OTKs. Cyber Dragon provides a 2100 beater, draw those back row, which you don't want to waste your normal summons on. So, great beater, allows you to contact with any machines and whatnot, so definitely loving it. Next up is Evocator Chevalier, another Gemini monster. I use this mainly for extra spark target and to make E-Hero Nova Master. Next up is Elemental Hero Stratos, Common Sense, such are your aliases, and pop some back row if you can. Next up is Dark Valkyrie, another spark target, and its effect is actually pretty good. When you Gemini summon it, basically put a counter on it, it gains 300 attack points, and you can remove that counter to blow up a monster on the field. So pretty good effect, and it's a dark target, so gives the deck a little bit more chaos aspect, and another target for the Gemini Sparks. Next up, Kaiku, great card to run. Graveyard control prevents your opponent from removing cards from the graveyard from play, so awesome card to run. Definitely was an MVP tonight, was able to control the Tengu Synchro and the Agent deck's graveyards and prevent them from summoning their own Blacklist of Soldiers and their Hyperion, so great card to run. Next up is Blackwing Gale, main tuner of the deck. Really awesome cards, like have the attack of any of your opponent's monsters. Allows you to run over large monsters without committing to the board with a big monster yourself. Next up is Honest. I run a good amount of lights in the deck, so thought Honest would be great to run, and works out great. Allows you to get over beefy monsters and OTK when possible. And last but not least, Effect Veiler. Great card to run. Disrupt your opponent's plays. With the amount of back row hate this format, monster negation is really key, and Effect Veiler is great for stopping your opponent. Next up are the spells. 3 Gemini Sparks, great 1-for-1 destruction cards, especially when you can use these to plus off your opponent's plays. When you summon your Gemini monster, they bottomless, you can spark it and destroy another card and get a draw out of it. So great card to run. Next up are 2 Pot of Duality, draw a card of the deck. I would run 3, but I like 2. 2's just fine. Doesn't clog up the synergy of the deck or the special summons, so great card to run. Next up is 2 Miracle Fusions. Great card to run. I love, this is what allows the deck to go offensive and aggro, summon your large fusion monsters, and go offensively, so great card to run. I would normally run 3, but 2 works out just great. Next up, 2 Mystical Space Typhoons. Great card to run, great for back row destruction. I would normally run 3, but since I'm running Gemini Sparks, no point of running extra MST, so it's okay. 2 is still good. Next up is Rhoda and E-Emergency Cone. Basically search out for your monsters. Next up are the staples, Monster Reborn, Book of Moon, Dark Hole, and Heavy Storm. Definitely gotta run these. You can't run any deck without those. Next up are the traps. Solemn Warning, Solemn Judgment, Dimensional Prison. Still loving this card. Removed from playing opponent's Sangins, their card troopers, or Stardust. Still a great card to run. Torrential Tribute. Bottomless Trap Hole. I still like it. It's, again, becoming a pretty good card now. It's like, I still like running one. It's working out just fine. Trap Dust Shoe. Really great card to run. Disrupt your opponent's plays, and since there's a lot of back row hate, your opponent is gonna have like 3 or more cards in their hand for half of the duel, so it's always a live card. Mirror Force, and last but not least, Starlight Road. Great card to run, especially if you run into Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, Torrential, Mirror Force, or anything else that your opponent tries to throw your way. Next up are the X-Deck, Justice Catastor, Common Sense Ronin, Brainiac, Orient Dragon. I'm running Orient Dragon so that just in case, I don't have to waste my Brainiac. Blacklist Dragon, Scrap Dragon, Stardust Dragon, Trishula. I'm running 2 Absolute Zeros. I'm debating about taking one out since I don't make him too often, but it's like, I don't know, like I'll go and see as like the format goes on. 2 E-Hero The Shinings, great card to run. 1 E-Hero Nova Master, great card to run, gets over the Stardust Shins and like general beefy monsters, and you get to draw off of them. Command Tech Fortress Dragon, great for running against Karakuris and machines. Draco Knight, Draco Equest. I'm running this card since quite a few Dragonities pop up in my locals, and great card to run since I side Super Polys, and I'm planning on taking this out with Steelstone Roach, which I will be getting soon. Number 39, Utopia, great card to run since I have so many level 4 monsters. Sometimes I got Stratos and Neos Alias dead on the field, so I just can go into Utopia. And next and last but not least is the side deck. Breaking the Magical Warrior, great for backward destruction. Side this in whenever I'm dealing with a deck that relies on heavy back row such as Worms or Gravekeepers. Cyber Dragon, great for dealing with Machinas and Karakuris. Double D Warrior Lady, great to deal. Usually, I usually side out my Snowmans for these girls whenever I'm playing against X-Sabers or Plant Synchro or Tengu Synchro. Great card to run. Next up is 2 Doom Caliber Knights. This is my anti-meta portion of the deck. Usually, if I want to go for an anti-meta type of thing, I usually put in Doom Cals and DD Warrior Ladies. Great card to run, especially against Ancients. Stop their Venus and Earths and Shine Ball plays. Next up is MST. So again, side it in whenever I'm dealing with a back row heavy deck. 1 Super Poly, again, good for dealing with Light Ones and Ancients, and any other deck that you think you can use it against. Next up is Normal Mana Crossouts, great for dealing with X-Sabers and Gravekeepers. Mind Crush, great for dealing with against Hero decks, X-Sabers, Ancients, or like any decks that you can pretty much guess or know what they have in their hand. Next up is 2 Pulling the Rugs, great for dealing with Machinas and Scraps, and last but not least, Swallow Flips. GBs, no matter what deck I'm playing, I always have trouble with them, and Swallow Flip is a great card to run because they can't trap stun it, and they can't lance their monsters to protect them from Swallow Flip since it's a counter trap. So a lot of people are straying away from playing 7 Tools of the Bandit, and which gives this card much more power. So that's the deck, YouTube. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you guys think, and give me some feedback, and comment, rate, subscribe, and enjoy.